Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kerry and the chemist. And well, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kerry the chemist here. And I haven't been on this channel for a while, but I've been thinking about a topic that it's been nagging at me. I noticed that we as women, I have a sister, I have a mother, I have a daughter, and I noticed that we don't feel comfortable talking about the private part, and which is the vagina or the punani or the pum pum, whatever word you use to describe it. We never talk about sex, we never talk about the private parts, and I'm sure that happens in a lot of families because I think we're pretty modern in our family and pretty comfortable, but I know for sure that I'm not comfortable talking to my mom about sex or the vagina or whatever. So when I was growing up, I never asked questions about certain things. I just figured it out. So the topic today is about how to take care of the vagina. So I'm a pharmacist. I'm a woman, so I do know a little bit about I do know a lot about the vagina and how to take care of it. So let's start with cleaning the vagina. So the vagina is self-cleaning. I always heard that when I was growing up by reading or whatever. I usually understand that the vagina is self-cleaning. So you can wash the outer part of the vagina, the vulva, the lips, whatever you call it, with a clean rag and a mild soap. So you want to use, I don't know if Dove soap is the best one, but I'm not endorsing any brands. Whatever mild soap that you have, we have pear soap. So any mild soap. Scented soaps are irritating and cause more issues. So you just want to use a mild soap that will cleanse the area and not cause any irritation. So you clean it daily, especially during your period. If you're sexually active, you want to be cleaning that area, washing that area, keeping it clean and dry. And you want to wash with a clean washcloth. So washcloth, some people use washcloth, some people don't. It's a personal choice, a cultural thing. I use a washcloth and I wash that wash rag. I wash that weekly, a part of my routine, along with my underwears and my bra. So you need to wash these things, keep them clean, and maybe change them every 3 months, maybe every month if you can afford to, because they are going to be going bad and dingy and bacteria and fungus and whatever. So you want to change them, throw them out, get a new set every 2 to 3 months. And you want to air dry them, wash them after you use them, wash them and air dry them so that they're not rolled up in a corner accumulating fungus and bacteria. Alright, and for your underwears, you want to make sure those are washed properly. And if you have sunshine all year round, you put them out to sun. If you have a dryer, you dry them properly so that they're not moist and keeping encouraging fungal growth. Then you want to, another big issue that I find that a lot of us women are not taught is that as girls, you go to the washroom and you would wipe. I don't know how many people do this incorrectly, but this is a very important point. You need to wipe from front, meaning from where the vagina is, from the vagina to the bottom. Okay, so when you use the washroom and you pee and you need to do your tissue there, you use your tissue, you wipe from the vagina to the bottom. and then you throw that into the and flush it. Because if you do it the other way, if you wipe from the bottom to the vagina, you're going to move bacteria from the bottom to the vagina, and that will go travel up the tract and cause you a urinary tract infection. So I'm asking mothers to have this conversation with their daughters, explain this to them, so that when they go to the washroom, they're not doing the wrong wiping method. But remember that you put your hand underneath, you wipe from the vagina to the bum, and then that's it. Okay, so a very important point. All right, take note. Then we want to talk about underwear. So I know us ladies were very wearing these tight pants, we're wearing these thongs and all these synthetic materials. The synthetic ones look sexier, so we are always wearing these thongs and material that don't breathe. So it's important to wear cotton underwear, especially if you live in the sunny areas like Jamaica or Africa or anywhere where there's that sun all the time. In the summertime in Canada, it is really, really hot. So make sure you're wearing cotton underwear because they're breathable. Nobody's gonna see your underwear, so don't worry about it. If you're wearing something that is gonna show through, you have cotton ones that don't have that line. So there are different options out there. Just go ahead and look, and Victoria's Secret have a ton of options that are cotton, and you can go out there and get real nice cotton underwear. I have a bunch of Victoria's Secret underwear that are real cotton, and they're comfortable and they're sexy, and they let my vagina breathe, which is very important. The reason why you want your vagina to breathe and not be in the synthetic things, because once it is too warm or moist, it encourages the growth of fungus, and that's where your yeast infection comes in, and then it becomes itchy and all these things. So you want it to be you want your underwear to be breathable. And then another thing that I found in the Caribbean, I used to wear a lot of tight pants, and tight pants combined with these underwears that are not breathable makes the vagina warm, and that is what the yeast loves. Yeast loves nice warm places, and the vagina is that ideal place. So you want it to get some air, some circulation, to be dry, and you should occasionally think about wearing dresses or skirts and wearing cotton underwear. Occasionally you can wear your pants, but if you wear pants every day and you're in that climate, it is going to be a problem. So consider these things when you're having issues with yeast infection regularly. Another thing I want to talk about is we want to talk about sex. We're not going to go into the topic of sex because that is a whole different video. But another thing that I've noticed is that women who are active, sexually active, we are prone to urinary tract infections because sex introduces bacteria up into the vagina, and it's recommended when you have sex to go and use the washroom, pee, and then that will help to wash some of that bacteria out of the vaginal tract or out of the lower area, so it doesn't enter the vagina in the first place. Another thing that you can do is maybe do a simple wash or cleanse after you have sex to remove that extra bacteria from that it doesn't go up the tract and cause a urinary tract infection. So just repeat that point. To prevent urinary tract infection, if you're sexually active, You recommended to pee after sex, or you can also do a wash with some water and just remove that extra bacteria from that area. Put on a clean underwear and go to bed. Okay? Alright, I know it's a bother, but it helps. In terms of what you eat and drink, the more sugary food you eat, the more you will have yeast infections, because there is the yeast and fungus are what cause a yeast infection. So yeast, fungus, they're from the same family. They love sugar. So if you are diabetic, if you're drinking a lot of sugary drinks, it loves that, so that increases that chance of a urinary tract infection. Take probiotics or eat yogurt. Yogurt is packed with probiotics. There are some other fermented foods that also have that probiotic property, so you can look into that, but I know for sure that yogurt is a good one. And drinking lots of water, keeping hydrated, less sugary drinks. So that is that in terms of diet and taking care of the pH of the vagina, so that you have less yeast infection. Another thing is, so during different times of the month, you might notice that your underwear might have stains on it. So it could be like a mild discharge, which is normal because the vagina cleans itself, so it will have different discharge. You will have discharge nearer to your period, you'll have discharge if you're sexually active, if you're going through menopause. These are different changes in the hormone and the pH, so you will notice some discharge. If the discharge is yellow, if it's smelling, if it has a very high fishy odor like a rotten fish, then you want to see the doctor. If it's itchy, if it's burning, if it's having very strong odors, very strong rotten fish odor, it is telling you, this is your body telling you that, hey, I'm not happy here. You need to go to the doctor. It is not recommended to insert douches, so these summer heave douches and whatnot, they're not recommended, because you are going to push the bacteria or the yeast further up the tract, and that is going to cause more bladder infections, more urinary tract infections. So if you should be bathing regularly. You should be looking at your underwear regularly, daily. See what the discharge looks like. If your vagina is itchy, if your vagina is angry, then it is telling you something, okay? And then we talked about tight clothing and scented soaps. So just review this video, listen to some of my key points. So I'm just going to review the key points again. So wash with a gentle soap, wipe from front to back, wear breathable underwear, practice safe sex, stay hydrated, stay away from sugars, and visit your doctor regularly. Your vagina will thank you. Alright guys, have a blessed day. Thank you for watching my video. Remember to like, subscribe, and put those comments in. Thank you. Bye bye.